Oh my gosh, listen to this, please. I love this symphony. This particular one reminds me very much of my children. Oh, we used to listen to all this stuff. Not that they might even remember, but I do. I would always play symphony in the kitchen as I do today. And it just reminds me of like a pioneer, you know, like for my family, it was the pioneer days, right? Like not the pioneer days, but it was a pioneer we're pioneers in our family life. And so when I hear stuff like that, I think about how precious they are, you know, in those times and even these times, everything's so precious. So if you do have children, I highly recommend, my daughter always says, you always say that, I highly encourage you to really take it all in. There are people that don't care to do that. There are. They don't treasure being with them. They don't treasure sitting down with them and playing with them. Sorry about that. I got an alert on my phone. So, yes. So there are people who don't treasure being with their children one-on-one. They would rather go do other things that are calling them. And the one great thing about Our Lady, okay, the Mother of God, is that when you ask her, who her job is to lead you to her son, when you ask her to show you how to be the best husband, the best wife, yes, not all day. So, yes, Our Lady teaches us how to be the best parents that we can be. She knows. Do you know that Our Lady, believe this or not, is what every man wants in a woman? Now, if he wants a perverted woman, that's because he himself is perverted. But the ultimate woman is Our Lady, okay? And every woman, whether you know this or not, or believe it or not, wants to be like the Mother of God. She is like the perfect example because God created her perfectly for himself. So we must strive, right? Whenever we say something stupid or perverted ourselves or put our minds upon these things, we must remember Our Lady and that our job is to imitate her as a woman, right? And if you're a man, you can imitate her too in her gentleness and her kindness and her wanting to take care of her child. All right, let me put all this stuff in the oven. Okay, so because there is, I'm sorry about the mess, but it's kind of urgent. There is a death in the neighborhood I can see outside. So I'm going to offer this candle for their soul. And I'll say, eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let your perpetual light shine upon them, and may they rest in peace. Amen. Now this is what it's all about. It's a rainy day. It's 3 o'clock. We got to do the Divine Mercy Hour. And we're playing a board game. And I'm having my coffee. You're with your kids. Everybody's safe. And you're together.
Where do you put
this? This is what it's all about. Okay. Okay. We are going to see what this, gosh, what this baby's been doing in here. Wow, it's very heavy. Hold on. Oh, boy.
Maybe I've been having more babies.
Yeah. See, I need to eat more vegetables, and so, because today, I'm just happy to be able to eat healthy. So it's true that I want to get rid of the fat that's on my body simply because it's easier, right, to live without. However, and to be, ketogenic would be perfect. However, I would just be happy at the moment to just be able to eat like an athlete. So I'm going to put this back in the oven so that I can enjoy this later and eat a lot of vegetables. So I'm happy just to be on track with Dr. Berg on YouTube. Go check him out. This is such an interesting game because we just learned. It was so boring before, right? Not boring. It was very interesting. It was very nice. But I guess there's so much more to it. You can put up walls to stop people. There's a storm that's coming. And you can try to get people out all over the place. It's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend the Fortnite Monopoly. We got this for Christmas. It's so fun. And that's what we're doing on this gloomy, wonderful day. Because I love gloomy days. To me, they're not gloomy. It's wonderful. I got my sweatshirt on. I'm here with my baby girl. I got my coffee. Oh.
And surprisingly,
Wait! It's a tragedy. I had my coffee. Oh.
and surprisingly,
What?
for once, I'm not eating something unhealthy.
Yes.
I'm eating something healthy.
Yeah, you know what this is? It is carcass corner, but it is lentil. No, what is that? Chickpea?
What?
Or lentil? The
Chickpea.
pasta.
Huh?
Chickpea?
What?
I don't know. It's either. I think it's lentil.
What do you mean?
It's lentil pasta. You like it?
No.
It's not made of white flour. It's made of lentils, maybe quinoa. I'm not sure, but I made it because it's very nice. And you put some pesto in it. Okay, let me get back to this game. Okay, we want to make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more romantic in the air. Oops, I'm dropping things. Okay, so we're going to put this over by the game because it's the little things in life that make it very, very interesting. Don't blow it out. Stop it. Cut it out. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Who's winning? Let me go down the line.
I have more HP than you, then.
No big deal. I'm blocking her all over the place. All over the place.
no,
See, she has to
it's
stop and
open.
pay me. Are you kidding?
No.
My darling little girl, I love making memories for all eternity with you.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. She said she wants pie. Yeah. And she said. Yeah, I won. I won. Stop it. Oh.
Sarah, go get my phone. Go get it. I won.
No! So it turns out me and Mommy are going to Five Below so we can get cases. Because
right.
sorry, the camera just got a little foggy. So that we can actually protect our phones because her case won't even shut.
No.
Either can mine. If I ever dropped it, it shatters.
I need water.
Let's go get it.
Forget it.
Five
But I
Below.
won, baby.
Come on. No, she didn't. She didn't. You're such a liar.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
right.
are
She's going to tell you she won, but she's so sad.
1 health point.
Exactly. And
No
no,
point
take a health.
Or
You're
nothing.
taking the health for yourself to make it look like you won.
Yeah.
Get your hands off that.
Oh,
Hey.
she is a good actress, ladies and gentlemen. Award-winning right there.
No.
Right
I won. You see this?
She is.
I won. No,
You
I
know
won.
Baloney looks like.
Yeah,
There it
that.
is.
Yeah, they've seen it
Baloney.
a lot.
Baloney.
No,
Yeah.
they've seen it
Come
a
look at
lot.
my cards. Go ahead.
Okay, let's look.
I
Let's look.
have 6.
Newsflash.
Yeah, her hair
Stay
almost
away
went on
from.
fire.
Stay away from open fires.
Fires go on fires.
Yeah. Okay,
Go
bud.
on fire, everyone.
I did.
Just telling stories.
Shush! You have no HP left, and I got some.
Full of mine over there.
Yeah.
Put it over there. She's full of baloney.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Full of baloney.
Okay, honey.
Baloney.
Okay.
Baloney.
Okay.
All right. Oh my gosh, you gotta check this thing. Hey. Oh, where is it? Oh no. Oh my gosh.
She's gonna kill me.
Hot, hot, hot.
So, how's your day?
Wonderful.
How's it going?
Lovely. Now that I won. Wow, this thing just never really wants to get shot.
So, let's change subjects.
Why?
Because I just blew out the candle by accident again.
Alright, it's not an accident.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you can even watch the video.
Mm-mm.
Please don't watch the video.
So this is God's candy right here.
Wow.
Not this.
I really don't like his candy, though.
No, not this. This is Swill's.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is so
So gross.
good, dude. So good. This is God's ice cream at its best. His candy, his ice cream, his
Look at your
everything.
glasses.
Never mind.
It's like an old lady. Dang.
Ugh.
Girlfriend. Ew.
She's dogging her mother right now, everybody.
I'm just telling the truth,
She's
Butter.
dogging
I'm just
her
calling
mother.
you, you little butterball.
She's dogging her mother, and you're gonna burn
This smells
this.
so bad.
No, it doesn't.
Catch you in the moon side. When we're at
wonderful.
5 Below. See ya!
Okay, so part of life is going to confession. We went last week. Some of us didn't, so now this is Friday night, a good time to go. So time to clean up your soul. It makes everybody feel good. It makes everybody, treat each other better because you've confessed it. You've done an actual physical thing going to the priest who represents Christ, who Christ set up this way of confessing sins, because you're really doing it to God through the priest because Christ set this up. And, so this is what... It's very helpful. You make this effort. You have to be held accountable. It's embarrassing. And so you really strive to not keep doing it. So that's where we're off to now. Okay, this is many, many hours later. It is 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes to 2 in the morning. We are crazy like that. And I'm sitting in the dark because I like all the Christmas lights. So that's what I'm doing. It's kind of like a nice, soft atmosphere, So, it's funny because I ended up... Can you see me better? Do you like it like that? Or do you like it like that? Okay, maybe that's a little better for you. I ended up going to confession, taking one of my kids there. And while I was sitting there... I'm like, no, I already went last week. I don't have to go again. But I'm sitting there, and they had Jesus in the Eucharist exposed on the altar. They call that adoration. That's where you go and you spend time with Christ at the church, in the body, in the blood, in his soul and divinity. That's all there, right there. So... I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. I think I just... They're playing still, 2 o'clock in the morning almost. So, I'm thinking, I think I just dogged one of my friends. So I have a problem with somebody I know, and instead of talking to someone else about it, sometimes you can do that, but if you're going to go seriously seeking help, or you're just talking to talk trash because you want to get it off your mind. So I'm sitting at the church and I'm thinking, okay, I'm in line with my daughter so that she can go, but I need to confess this, because I said to myself, am I doing this too? Did I talk about my friend in this way because I was seeking help? And I said to myself, no, I wasn't. I was just, getting things off my mind. But so therefore I was like dogging her, So it wasn't very nice. And so then I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. I also have to confess something else. And that is, I've also, because I have resentments towards my own husband, I even think it was this morning, he called me on the phone and I was like not being nice to him. I found myself being a little snappy and I just wasn't being very kind. And so I had to go to confession there. And, it's so wonderful because then I came home and when I saw him later, I apologized. I said, I'm not very nice and I'm sorry. And then he had later given me an apology for something he had done. So it's like this domino effect that when you want to do good towards somebody, that they too, eventually, sometimes you don't see it. Sometimes it's after you're gone and you've died. There was a great saint, her husband used to attack her. He was an atheist, and he and his friends would attack her for being Catholic in her faith. So it wasn't until after she died that he had become a Catholic priest, yes, and he felt terrible about how he had treated her. So you never know, and the whole reason why we care about people is not, and a lot of people give up, right? So they're living temporal in the world today, right now. They're living in the moment. And if you tick me off, well, then I need to get rid of you. But you can't have that outlook. The outlook is, I want this person to go to heaven, right? So when you want the very best for somebody, you want them to go to heaven, then you become more tolerant. You become more forgiving. You become more merciful and understanding. You become all of these things for that person because, say, they're not able to hear God, or desire heaven. With your help, because we are responsible for each other. We just are. We have to help. I mean, people help me all the time. They help me. And I appreciate that because it wakes my mind up. It wakes me up so that I can say, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I've been so horrible. So it's very important not to bash people over the head with things, but just to show them gentleness, to show them the kindness, to show them. Right? There was a great saying. He said, go and preach the gospel, but only use words if you have to. That's wisdom. That's prudence. That's let me figure out how to get through without force. Because God doesn't even do that. He commands things from us, but he still won't force you. You want to go to hell? Then you go to hell. You want to be with him? Then you be with him. But he doesn't force you. We don't have a right to do that. Okay, so I think, am gonna go to sleep now. Because why? Because I can. And I just want you to remember that God is good all the time. And I pray that you have peace, that you have comfort, that you have understanding, whatever is going on in your life, whatever cross that you are going to have to carry today, because we are promised that we all must carry our cross daily. You will have it. Maybe you're feeling so anxious that you can't even get out of the house. Maybe you are so depressed because of a loss of a loved one that is so dear and precious to you. Maybe it's because you're depressed because your children aren't doing things that you want them to do. Your husband or your wife is not cooperating with the way that you want them to. Or maybe, your mother or your father is irritating you. Maybe somebody at work is bothering you. Or maybe you are not able to use your body in the way that you need to or want to, and you can't get around. And whatever your cross is, it is given to you. That cross is very special, and that cross will help you get to heaven. So please, I pray that you will have peace and joy and comfort and understanding and love. Okay, God bless you. Good night.